Dirty D. Dirty old, dusty old, disgusting OD.
I'm very, very tempted to just cut off a bunch of this truffula tree so stuff doesn't keep getting stuck in it.
But
Oh, that kitty again?
Are you gonna do it again?
Well, that kitty's on the other side of the fence right now.
Oh, well, you ain't gonna do shit then. New track, Knox. Just listen to it. Thanks. I like it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I forgot I was doing one of these. Hello, hello. Good morning. Two in the pink, one in the stink.
Nice 90s joke.
Are you Dane Cook? Like, yeah, is it 2001 again? Dude, I think that's like an 80s joke.
Yeah.
I think two in the pink, one in the stink was an 80s joke for sure. A new song with Marshall is so good. Glad you enjoyed it. Like it, share it, leave a comment on it and all that if you enjoyed it. Help Marshall get the word out about it.
You know what's strange is that Raining Fetuses song got way more popular than the Never Loyal.
It's because he had a couple of like animation studios that I can't remember the name of it. There was an animation studio that picked it up and helped pushed it. They liked the claymation.
Yeah.
Five in the stink. I mean, I've seen porn to that effect. I know it's possible. Not advisable though, I would imagine. Isn't that how you end up with like a prolapsed butthole? If you put too much, like too large of a fucking thing up your ass.
Yeah.
Like that's no good. You don't want a prolapsed asshole.
Dude, that's probably the most disturbing thing I ever found on the internet.
A prolapsed ass?
Someone smoking with their prolapsed ass.
You saw somebody smoke a cigarette with their prolapsed asshole on the internet?
Yeah.
I'm uninstalling this. I'm turning off the internet today. We're going off the grid.
Oh, I gotta go.
We're going off the grid. Society is canceled. Everything canceled. The worst thing I ever saw on the internet, well, the chainsaw gangster beheading video was probably like, that's the king. But like the worst non-violent murder thing that I've ever seen on the internet was One Man, One Jar. Don't look it up. Don't watch it. One Man, One Jar is gotta be the most fucked up thing that I've ever fucking seen in my life. I'll never forget it. Yeah, the sound of it, the way it looks, the way that there's like a pause and then blood starts pouring out of his ass. It's too much. That video just should not exist. It should never have been done. Yeah, it should never have been. I mean, it's just like fucking. Let's just not. Let's just not go there. Let's just not talk about it. How can you even sit and watch that? I only watched it like one time, and it's because I didn't know what it was. And catch the new Beauregard out now. Go to Marshall's channel. Beauregard and Marshall ripping up another track. I think this is our longest song. But Marshall came with that genius level track on this one. Make sure you check it out. We cooked up a beat, Joanne. It's out. Dropped today. Link in the description. Go add it to your watch laters or whatever, or go watch it now. Go get it. I'm going to pimp this again later in the stream, so you get ready. It's playing in the background right now. Yeah. 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 But even worse than One Man, One Jar was the chainsaw Russian mafia or Eastern European mafia. I don't know who the fuck it was. They sounded like they were speaking Russian. Bunch of dudes all in like balaclavas. They had a dude tied to a chair. And they were like talking to him all harsh and slapping him and hitting him as he's tied up there, and the guy's barely even conscious, and then you hear a fucking chainsaw start off camera. Some dude just brings it in and just like doesn't, like the guy goes and he fucking literally like lays it right here on the guy's shoulder and just craziest shit I ever saw. I was just like, nope, no, 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 no. That was back in the day when there's, I don't even know if it's around anymore. There's a website called ogrish.com that had all the like, it was like watch people die before watch people die. I think Paul made an exception for that one, Duck. What did I make an exception for? I didn't have it on live chat. No Paul gimmick accounts. Oh yeah. And Prim Paul. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. He's unhidden. Yeah, I made an exception for Ann Prim Paul because he actually made me laugh once. But if he's acting out, then nuke him. You know what I mean? But as long as he's participating, no worries, Duck. I just don't think you've been up in here. I think that happened like 2 streams ago. He's been lurking around, you know. Interestingly enough, after he came out and I didn't ban him, like all the fucking other Paul gimmick accounts stopped coming in. It's strange. The cartels and ISIS videos are brutal. Yeah. I haven't watched. I watched back in the day, I saw that chainsaw video that I'm talking about, and that really like is the most violent fucking thing I've ever seen. It stuck in my head in a way that I couldn't get out for days and days and days, and so I just don't watch that kind of shit anymore. Like certain types of media just don't. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't watch that hyper reality violence shit. Even if it's not just violence being perpetrated, like even if it's just a person having an accident or something, like somebody falling and breaking a leg or falling out of a window or hitting their head really hard or falling into some machine or some shit. I can't watch that shit. You hear about DMX? No, what did he do? That didn't sound good. What did he do? What happened to DMX? No, I can watch pretty much anything in a movie. Like, I might like cringe, like if a movie does a really good like bone break or something, you know. Most movies do shitty bone breaks. But like every once in a while a movie will do a really well conceived bone break and I'll go like, you know, like, or some real super like ultra violent shit will happen real quickly in a movie and I'll be like, oh, like Hereditary, you know, I won't spoil the scene, but there's a very brutal and unexpected scene in Hereditary that you just, like, you're like, whoa. Oh, man. My tummy is upsetty spaghetti. That's not good. You'd think I'd learned my lesson. This happens when I take my medication in the morning and I eat nothing. Like with nothing on my stomach. This always happens. My stomach gets those pills and it's like, those pills are sloshing around and they're dissolving in a cup of coffee. It's not good. I'm gonna go grab a drink of water and maybe something to put in my maw. All right. Okay. We should be better now. Brought some of Amelia's amazing, famous, unbeatable banana bread to nibble on. And feel free to have some too, babe. I cut a big hunk here.
No, I had some earlier this morning.
Okay. DMX OD'd and is in critical condition. That sucks. Yeah, critical condition after an OD is not good. Dude, let me show you guys this hunk of banana bread. You ain't even gonna fucking look at this thing. You lose, I win. Once again. Oh yeah, it's thick. Thick with a Q. Takes some chewing. No, Amelia is like legit super talented cook in general, but she has that extra bit because like a lot of people can cook their fucking asses off, can't bake for shit. Amelia can whip, she just whips this up and it comes out like this. You can't get banana bread like this at a store. Like if they had like a restaurant that served banana bread like this, it would be packed out for people buying loaves of this shit. It's fucking unreal to me. Unreal. This is 3 days old. 3 days old, and it's been chilling on the counter covered, and it's moist as fuck. It's moist as fuck still. When you first comes out of the oven and you let it cool a little bit, it's unlike any banana bread I've ever had. I just gotta say, it has an aspect to it that is unlike any banana bread that I've ever had. It has this, I hesitate to call it a crust because the crust is thick. This veneer of caramelized sweetness around the edge of it. So that when you bite into it, when it's fresh out the oven, you get a little bit of crunch, that crispness from the cinnamon and the sugar and all the stuff, all the banana sugars that have cooked down through the shit and congealed around the edges of it. You get this little crispness from that, and then this just buttery, fluffy inside.
Well, there ain't no cinnamon in it, but
Well, whatever. It tastes whatever. See, I don't pretend to know the secret ingredient, but holy cannolis.
yeah, probably still would be a little bit more crisp if we hadn't covered it so early. I think it kind of had some condensation. When we covered it while it was still hot. So.
Well, like I said, it's 3 days old.
Yeah.
If I bought this at a store, I would buy more and then thank the store for it. I'm dead serious. Maybe you should start thinking about fucking making a bakery, like a, you know what I mean? We'll get you some like loaf pans and shit. You can start fucking shipping this shit out to people. I'd pay $20 for a loaf of this shit. I bet it don't cost you no $20.
Booth at the farmer's market or some shit.
Why not? Amelia's Banana Bread. ABB. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, it doesn't stop at banana bread with you. I'm trying to think of other things that you've baked up.
That, like apple fritter cake thing.
Oh my God. That's right. That shit came out of fucking nowhere. I thought like, this isn't going to be all that good. I think you got the recipe off the internet, right?
Yeah.
I remember you making it, and I was like, this is probably not, internet recipe, whatever. Fucking delicious.
I always use internet recipes.
My stomach feels better already. Never had banana bread, just not a thing in my country. Well, if you can get bananas, we should try it out.
I mean, it's probably the best comparison is like carrot cake.
Yeah. Carrot cake, but with an ultra strong banana flavor.
Yeah.
Like really recognizable fresh banana flavor. I love zucchini bread as well, to be frank. Pumpkin bread. Cobblers are my favorite shit. And I bet you could kill a cobbler.
Yeah. We gotta do something with them apples.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let them sit for too long. Are y'all done? I'll eat that last little
Oh yeah.
Done.
Go for it, baby. That's all you. Beard bread. Do I have crumblies? I do a little bit. There was a crumb. Have you ever felt like you just weren't cut out for a monogamous relationship? Sure. I think everybody that lives long enough and engages in enough monogamous relationships questions the kind of structure of them. So, for sure. I mean, a lot of that was rooted in depression. A lot of that was like, I could never really just be somebody's one and only or whatever the fuck. It was kind of like cutting myself down in a way that started my line of thinking towards that. You know what I mean? When you're in a lot of, not a lot, but when you have a significant amount of not great relationships that have gone sour in your past. What?
Crumb.
Damn, one in the hair too? When you have a significant amount of not great relationships that end ugly in the past and you tend towards depression, which oftentimes is just ridiculous self-critique, then you build a narrative in your head that you're at fault for all of that. When you get perspective on those relationships, you realize that the old adage is true. It takes two to tango. And when you realize that you're not solely to blame for those failures, but only partially to blame, it allows you to look at it from a realistic perspective and start like really assessing like, what was it that I contributed to that? And that's how you grow. And that's how you come to understand yourself a little bit better. At least that's how I have when it comes to like those types of relationships. I'm glad that I've gone through what I've gone through. I'll put it that way. Because without all of those previous attempts, I would not know myself as well as I do today, and I would not be able to be a good husband to Amelia. So I really feel like it was important that I work out the kinks in my own personality before. What non-dog cat pet would you want?
You were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were. I mean, assuming we can't get cappies, then like a goat, I think would be really fun to have. Like a goat or two, back in a little on a little piece of farm. Yeah, a little pig would be good. I will tell you though, I raised pigs. I raised 2 pigs when I was a kid in 4-H, and you got to kind of put them out away from wherever you are because they need a big old mud wallow, and it's full of their own.
Smells like human poop.
It does. It does, and they shit all up in the mud wallow, and they lay in it, and they piss in it, and like that's their thing. They cover themselves in it. They love it. Pork Chop was not big on mucking himself. He would go lay in it, but he wasn't big on like rolling all in it and stuff all the time. Every once in a while he would. Pork Chop was a good pig, but once again, that's all down to, plus pigs can be huge, and a pig eats a fuck ton of food. It's like having another human.
Like I would be very skeptical of anyone selling a potbelly pig.
Oh yeah, you don't buy potbelly pigs. Like
unless it's already fully grown.
Yeah, even then, like half the time people get pot-bellied pigs, they just get piglets that come home 400 and grow to be 450 pounds. You know what I mean?
You have to check the teeth and have proof that it's like 3 years old already or something.
Something, yeah. You had a pig? Please tell that story. I had 2 pigs. So I was in 4-H, which is like a Future Farmers of America was another one. FFA and 4-H. It's like a thing you could do when you were a kid and through high school if you decided to get into it. It was like a good thing to do if you planned on going to school for agribusiness or agriculture.
Which that's big business where you grew up.
Right. Where I grew up, that was the biggest business. And so a lot of kids early on, it was pretty common for kids to get into 4-H. And I ended up getting into 4-H at a pretty young age. I was probably, I don't know, 10, something like that, 8. Between those ages, 8 and 10. I can't remember. I'd have to ask my mom. But I got into the pig program because the area that I was in, there was a pig farmer that was willing to let us raise some pigs and blah, 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 and have those pigs to sell at auction. So I got, my first pig was a red pig. If you've probably seen them before. He was like a reddish brown in color, really pretty. And he was like a dog because I raised him like a dog. See, I didn't understand when I got into 4-H that the end result was for me to take this pig and sell him to a meat packing plant. I thought I was going to raise him and then he was going to go to a farm where they made other pigs, you know, like he was going to live with other pigs and stuff. So I knew that I wasn't going to get to keep him forever. That had been explained to me. They didn't pull that shit on me, but I had no fucking clue what the whole process was. So I raised the pig like it was a dog, and it was actually, like, pigs are way smarter than dogs. So it was like a way smarter dog. I've told you guys that Pork Chop, which I named him, which is fucking sad because that's what he ended up turning into. Hey, Paul, how are you? Hope you're doing okay. I was curious, Scotty ever considered doing live streams? Would love to listen to him just like you and TJ. You should probably ask Scotty. Like, I don't know. Like, why would you ask, has Scotty ever thought about something? Like, I don't know what. Dude, I'll let you know. If I ever become a psychic, I'll let you know what he thinks, okay? Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. The pig, Pork Chop, helped me build, like, a fort once out of wood. No joke. The fucking pig helped me build a fort. My dad had some extra lumber. It's like scrap lumber. And there were still some big pieces in there, and I had this idea that I could build, like, a fort out of it. I just wanted to mess with it. So I asked my dad, hey, Dad, can I play with some of this wood? And he was like, yeah, you have to take it out away from the house, though, because what you leave, somebody's going to come pick up and blah, blah, blah. And so I was little, you know, I was young, so I couldn't carry a whole fucking lot. So I was getting these kind of like pieces of particle board and these boards and stuff, and I was carrying them one at a time, and I shit you not, fucking Pork Chop comes walking up. I used to leave his pen open because dude knew where he lived and liked to roam the property and liked to walk the property with me. And so I swear to God, the pig understood what I was doing. He came up to me and he started grunting, you know, he started doing his and so I picked up a couple of boards and I started putting them on Pork Chop's back. And when I got 3 or 4 boards on there, he started walking towards where I was. Dude helped me move the wood. Anyway, long story short, I showed him. He did really well because he was a really pretty pig. I remember feeling really proud that he sold for as much as he did. And then they took him and slaughtered him. Not in front of me, but I found out, you know, later that is what had happened to him. So the next pig I had, I didn't get attached to. And then after that, I just stopped doing it. I couldn't handle it anymore. Wasn't cut out for it, etc. Did you ever get another pig? Yeah. I mean, maybe under the right circumstances, but like I said, I've raised a pig. I know exactly what they need. It would take a piece of land like I've got now, and I would have to very carefully kind of place it to where it wasn't near a neighbor's property, but also wasn't near any house, because pigs are just, they're ripe, bro. They're ripe. But we were just talking about goats, maybe some chickens. I think those would both be fun to have. No, I would never farm animals. My dad used to make us kill our chickens. He couldn't handle it. Yeah, my mom, like, and my dad too. Like, I watched my dad kill chickens once, and I'll never forget that shit. It's fucking crazy. We had a bunch of chickens, and, like, my mom wanted to make some of them into chicken and dumplings or whatever the fuck, and I watched my dad go kill them. And that was fun times. And by fun times, I mean traumatic times. Where's Dinor at? Oh, he's inside, huh?
Mm-hmm. Left him in.
Back. Just asking. How about a pet macaque and an organ grinder? Pet macaque? Pet macaque, dude. Chickens are very stupid. Yes. Yes. They're not the smartest of animals. This is well known, but they got their own thing going on, Every creature does. Every creature's got its own thing going on. I mean, they're dumb in some ways, let's be real, but they don't really need a whole lot of brain, Of course. Yeah, chickens have got survival instincts and shit. They can do some crazy shit. I had a whole fucking negative relationship with a rooster when I was a kid. We were total enemies. The rooster's name, like, he really didn't have a name, but my mom called him asshole. I wasn't allowed to say his name, but I would say it to him when I was out there alone, because I had chores when I was a kid. I used to have to go, like, feed the chickens sometimes, get the eggs out of the nest, clean the coop and all that stuff. And so I'd go out there and asshole the fucking rooster. He would usually leave me alone. He'd be off doing something. And then he'd catch sight of me in there, and he'd fucking come up, and we'd have this standoff, and I'd be like, asshole, please, I'm trying to help you. And he was like, if you've ever seen a rooster do its like dominance shit, and he would jump up with me. I'm telling you, dude, a rooster can do some damage to you, especially if you're a kid. I was taught to not fuck with him because they got those spurs. And they can just like fucking, they'll get you good. And so I knew to keep my distance from this guy, but eventually it would come to the point where he would chase me out of the coop. Like, he would get closer and closer with that dominance shit, and then finally I would just be like, you know what, fuck it, asshole, I'm leaving. And when I would leave, I'd close the gate. He'd always jump up at the gate and attack me like he was gonna attack me through the gate or whatever. Asshole was an asshole. Let's put it that way. He lived up to his name. And more scared of a rooster than a dog. I mean, dogs can kill you. You eventually ate him? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know it, but my mom got sick of his shit one night, and that was the end of asshole. Nowadays, I could take him, yeah. Nowadays, I could take asshole on, but back in the day, he had the upper hand. John Doe has the upper hand. Don't come in here, California. Keep your distance, California. Don't come in here. John Doe has the upper hand. Wild chickens are way smarter and more agile than factory farm chickens. Oh, yeah. You would get one of the most quiet parrots. I don't know. Do they come quiet? Maybe they do. Maybe there are some parrots that are relatively quiet, but every parrot I've ever been around has been a loud motherfucker. Huh?
No, just a stupid comment.
Yoinked. Want a pet fox? I know a place that saves them from fur farms. I mean, it'd probably be better to just volunteer your time at that place. Ugh, if it's a local place. Ugh. Foxes are not meant to be pets. They're wild animals, and
you know, like there's some cases where like someone rescued a fox, but that's only because it like couldn't survive in the wild on its own.
Yeah, I mean, you can, like, there are people that rehabilitate foxes or give them homes when they can't survive in the wild or whatever, but if you know a place nearby that does that, it'd probably be way better to go over there and volunteer your time. You get to be around tons of foxes. That's what I did to open my heart back up after Boogie died to the idea of having another dog. Was I started volunteering at a no-kill shelter, and I started being around all the puppies. But I tell you what, dude, my favorites were the seniors. I ended up working the senior yard more than anything because, dude, those dogs are the fucking greatest. The little old men and women over there in their own yard, of course, because they can't put up with the energy of puppies all over them all the time, you know? So they've got their own yard where they can do their own thing and move at their own speed, and they just fucking loved attention. Mm-hmm. There was a little dude over there. I'll never forget him. He was my favorite. If I had the heart to, like, get a dog that was probably going to be dead in a year, or, you know what I mean? That's the only thing with those senior dogs is just, like, they don't live much beyond, you know, where they're at. But it's just like
that place just kept them
right
until they died because they were going to be harder to adopt out.
But my favorite little dude out there, I almost adopted him. His name was Gandalf, which is like but he had the sweetest nature. He would like wait in line for me. I would come, and there were still some dogs that were a little feisty. You know, they're old, but they still would come, and I'd sit down, and they'd all come over to get their pets. And I would see Gandalf, and he would be standing in back, just patiently, with his little tail. He was like a little poodle mix, a little dog. White, but yellowed with age, you know what I mean? Big tear stains, and the old man stained up beard. And he would sit back there and his little tail would wag. And then when everybody else had like gotten their fill of pets from me, he would walk over and he was just so happy to see me. And me and him would just, he was so, had such a sweet nature, that little dog. But me and him were bros. I'd go visit Gandalf every time I worked over there, at least. Even if I wasn't doing the senior yard or whatever, I'd go over there to take a peek at Gandalf, see how he was doing. I think he actually got adopted out. I knew he probably would. Somebody gave him a good home. Speaking of wild animals, I just saw a video, 2 lynxes screaming at each other. Have you ever heard that sound? It sounds crazy, almost human-like. Yeah, I've heard the lynx kind of yowl and aggression sound. It is weird. Amelia could probably play it on the phone.
Yeah, lynxes.
Yeah, lynxes growling at each other. If you can find like a video of it, it is a weird sound, dude. It is almost humanish.
It's weird.
Who runs into this?
It's probably enough.
Dude, they sound like they are angry at one another, yo. That argument was not, that was that was not a good conversation right there. Now that there's 125 in you, of you in here, make sure that you go check out the new Marshall Manson and Beauregard track. Just dropped today. Marshall might link it for you. You'll find it on my Twitter, his Twitter. Go to Marshall's YouTube channel. Check it out. It's good. Good.
No. Gotta turn it down.
See? Even Amelia's phone agrees. Yep. It's been linked and spammed in the chat by a couple folks. That's good. No, it's good. That's what you got to do. Go over there, add it to your watch later, watch it now. Give it a look, give it a listen, give it a like, leave a comment on there, share it and stuff, and help get Marshall's talent out there in front of people. Talented producer. And with that, I'm going to have a joint.
Like showing Cricket like videos of kittens meowing because they'll sit there, watch it, and then he like gets closer and closer and closer to the screen.
Yep.
So he's finally like,
Yep. Oh yeah, the sounds of like tortoises mating. That's some crazy shit too. Like the male tortoise fucking just literally moans. He's like, ah, 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 ah. It's fucking crazy. Some animals sound remarkably human-like. Like the bleat of certain goats can sound really, really human-like.
oh yeah, all the like pet animals we have kind of trigger that baby crying response.
That's true. Secret agent joint, yeah. Dun 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 dun. Secret agent joint. I heard a noise. What noise did you hear, Clarice? It sounded like children screaming. But it wasn't children screaming, was it, Clarice? No. What was it? They were killing the spring lambs. That movie's fucking great. Bo is pronounced however I want it to be pronounced.
Yeah, and it's part of the whole Beauregard.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah. Suck my dick. How's that pronounced?
I'm pretty sure there's a Beauregard in like the first season of American Horror Story, and that's exactly how she pronounces it.
It is what it is. I'm with the French. Call me Beauregard. Never got around to watching the Hannibal TV show. Maybe we'll check it out after we finish Twin Peaks.
And True Detective.
Well, yeah, we're doing True Detective season 1. Then we're gonna finish up Twin Peaks, and then we can pick a show. The Boys, nope. Just have no interest in superhero shit anymore. And I know, trust me, don't fucking sell me on it. I know. It's not typical superhero stuff, though. It's different. They put a different spin on it. I don't care. George Costanza just got banned, unbanned, and timed.
Yeah.
He got like warped through fucking 3 different states.
Yeah, I remember he said like it's not worth banning him. But
No, it isn't.
The dumb comments worth the timeout.
Yeah. George Costanza's having a tough day today. Just a note, if you want Paul to watch Breaking Bad, just tell him never to watch it. Yep. Yep.
That will happen probably in the year 2032 at this rate.
Yep. Somewhere around there is about when I feel like I can watch that show. 2032 or so.
Yeah, Marshall, you're lucky because by the time you finish Sopranos, that Sopranos movie will come out.
True. Yeah, they're doing a Sopranos prequel. We were just talking about that.
Saints
Like you're-
of Newark.
You started the Sopranos at the perfect time because they're doing a prequel with Tony and Tony. You just got to season 3. Oh man, I fucking envy you so much. Season 3 is like such a fucking roller coaster. It's so good. Yeah, the mini Saints of Newark. What do you think of Lil Nas X controversy? It's a tempest in a teapot controversy. I mean, like, I grew up with the moral majority Christian right freaking out about every little thing. So this is just another example of that. I'm hoping that Lil Nas X eventually is able to file some kind of suit against Nike for...
Suing him.
Right.
Or at least get legal fees back if it does get to court.
Yeah, some kind of fucking countersuit or something, because he's clearly not, like, you... If you take... This would be like Ford. Somebody buys a brand new Mustang, right? And then brings it home and fixes it up and tricks it out and puts all kinds of different parts on it and resells it to people and starts making a business out of like, hey, I'll kit out a Mustang any way that you want or whatever the fuck. This is like Ford suing that guy saying, you can't sell. It's like, what? If Nas pays for the shoes and then transforms the shoe into something else and resells it, he's not violated any fucking copyright at all.
Yeah, and like, you think you'd want him to give credit, like these are Nikes.
Right. But whatever.
I'm playing the most satanic game.
Yeah. You're playing Bayonetta and I'm playing Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
We're on two sides, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna clash eventually.
Yeah.
It's not illegal to make costume Nikes. No shit. There's a huge sneaker fucking market now where people will take and either restore old sneakers back to factory new or as close as they can to it, or take a pair of very like clean looking modern sneakers and dip them or spray them, airbrush them, add graphics and shit to them. There's a number of things that people do and make like fashion shoes out of them. You know, 10 of 10 or 1 of 10 type of limited runs. And that's exactly what Nas did. He bought a bunch of boring looking Nikes and made them into really cool shoes and did a limited run of them. And now Nike's like, no. It's like, what? Are you going to sue all the other people that have been doing it for fucking like 10 years or more now?
Yeah, if anything, that would sell more Nikes by people trying to make knockoffs of the little Nas X design.
Yeah. Satanism is illegal. Oh. There you go. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.